buildings now. The house building is suitable for couples, families, or other perhaps housemates. Emojis are for millennials, but they still draw the kind of house that no millennial will ever afford. Casual illustrations of a house have this kind of bird box shape and never really know how to illustrate the upper floor's windows. The shape of a bird box was probably based on a house, a human box, but even so, you don't get all that many houses like this. LG's is cycloptic, HTC's has 6 tiny windows, and Mozilla's voted for Brexit. Brexit? Oh, it's a soft Brexit and a hard Brexit. If you put 4 of this emoji in a line and then try to do another one, it becomes a hotel instead. If I can't find interesting visual things to comment on, I reel off some gags. You can see the history of each house's renovations, with joypics getting the windows panelled and then unpanelled. Samsung, it's not great, but it'll do.
That's the spirit.
Throw in a garden and you get the same thing, but with a tree trying to hide behind it. Some of them underwent awkward scaling. It's just the house emoji squished horizontally to accommodate a green bit. AU disappointingly lack the garden when they already had it in the past, but, climate change. So Samsung again. Houses. Yeah, we've got a similar excuse going on, just pasting the house emoji a few times behind itself. No street, no path looks like this. The house entrances would be oriented toward the street, or would at least somehow respect its curvature rather than facing the camera standpoint. It's like a slalom. Or at Google, these 2 houses nobody would ever get to. They don't even look like they have entrances. Even Samsung have wussed out with minor edits of the original house, one of which has no entrance. I guess in a small square there's not many other ways to draw multiple houses. One other option is Facebook's 2-story, 4-story, 2-property house, and it's almost a decent representation of a semi-detached property, except who owns that upper floor? OpenMojis is a dating app for houses logo. Emoji looked at the emoji name house buildings and thought it meant the building of a house. Which part of a house even is this? So this timber scaffold and a roof and a window that they've put in way too soon, and that's all. The paucity of quality to this emoji means I'm really going to have to pick one of the 3 houses behind each of the designs, so it's Joy Pixels. I feel a lot like a Derelict house, and was similarly rewarding to go inside. It's interesting to contrast these designs with their own house designs. It's like a Sonic CD Bad Future, and I really need a new reference point. There are loads of details of disrepair with boarded up doors and windows and cracks all over the place, but then Emoji is a factory, and LG have just taken a perfectly lovely house at the end of a garden path and stuck 2 unfathomably massive planks over it. I like this early Joypix one where a quarter is literally falling off and the doorway just has a red X through it. Let's save Facebook for this one. The European castle, which doesn't have to be bouncy. Samsung's is bravely asymmetrical. Same. Twitter's is just what houses in England look like. Emoji turrets are falling down, and LG have a sandcastle. HTC's is appalled. Appalled. Messenger, get it. The Statue of Liberty emoji is found at the end of the emoji version of Planet of the Apes. In earlier Samsung versions, she was a sprite from an isometric turn-based video game, stood on a little block. Facebook's is a passport photo she wishes she could replace, but she's not really going to leave the country anytime soon. OpenMojis has lost her hat, but makes up for it by being surprised. And HTC's Statue of Liberty looks really somber until you realize it's a Playmobil face with a fat chin. SoftBank's is looking at the state of the states right now, though it used to be really intricate pixel art, and Docomo's is a punk rocker saying, "Oi!" The goggles and the spikes and the soul patch on Samsung's make it really cyberpunk. It's gonna have to be Apple. Here's some marbly classical building bits. They're clearly Roman, as they contain Roman numerals like 3 and 22. They all seem to be the entry to some darkness, or if not, they're just some freestanding monument to pointlessness. If you walk into Facebook's, a door slams down and seals shut until you solve an impossible riddle or allow Messenger to access your SMSs. WhatsApp did it best. The Stadium keenly awaits your next game of Goal or Circle Field, or try to interpret this as a stadium, or Teeth. Or like that endless maze screensaver that I feel I've already done a reference to. Or seriously, Emoji Debts, how did you get this from Stadium? How do we get Stadium from this? I can see it's a bit like a football field with the distance markings, but the walls are a really distracting 3D effect. I guess it's meant to be stalls and then a bit of wall at the top too, but the parallels aren't done for any consistent perspective, and fuck this. Various stadia have flags lining the back bit, but these flags don't always fly in the same direction. Apple show a goal but no players. It must be a game of Invisible. WhatsApp show a live game score but no players and no audience. Maybe it's the halftime break and everyone's left the stadium to get cheaper snacks elsewhere. Google's has no room for anyone to sit, just these vertical walls. LG did it best. You can recognize a school by its massive clock. Facebook. The construction sign warns people to stay away from something that's not yet completed or repaired, and that's why it's in my username. The eyes at the top really give it some personality, or sometimes it's just a funky table. Black and yellow represents physical hazards, which makes it a pretty useful sign and a very useless emoji. I can't actually find pictures of this kind of board existing in real life, which means they don't exist, or they only exist in places too dangerous to take photographs. OpenMoji missed. If we're taking this as a roadblock, and we probably should, then it's WhatsApp. Bricks are how you do building, and I've just learned that it also means cold, like the opposite of the way bricks are made. But I'm grateful for that diversion because it's not an interesting emoji and Apple wins. If you liked this video, I could really do with more ideas for what to say at the end.